Hello and welcome to a new episode of our podcast. Today, we begin a journey into one of literature's greatest unsolved puzzles, Charles Dickens' final, unfinished novel, The Mystery of Edwin Drood. Dickens died suddenly in 1870, leaving behind only 6 of the planned 12 installments of this story. For over a century, readers have been left wondering, what exactly was the mystery? What happened to young Edwin Drood? And who done it? We'll be exploring this shadowy tale chapter by chapter. Our story begins not in the serene English town of Cloisterham, but in a much darker, more disorienting place. So settle in as we open the first chapter titled The Dawn and step into a world of fog, opium, and haunting visions. Chapter 1's The Dawn. Is that an old English cathedral tower? How can it be here? The famous massive gray square tower of its ancient cathedral? How is that possible? There is no rusty iron spike in the air between my eye and it from any part of the real view. What is that spike in the way, and who put it there? Maybe it was set up by the Sultan's orders to impale a group of Turkish robbers, one by one. Yes, that must be it, because I hear cymbals clashing and the Sultan is passing by in a long procession to his palace. 10,000 curved swords flash in the sunlight, and 30,000 dancing girls scatter flowers. Then come white elephants decorated in countless gorgeous colors, with endless numbers of attendants. Still, the cathedral tower rises in the background where it shouldn't be, and still no struggling figure is stuck on that grim spike. Wait, is the spike just a low, rusty spike on top of a post from an old, broken bedstead? Some drowsy, laughing time must be spent thinking about this possibility. Shaking from head to foot, the man whose broken consciousness has strangely pieced itself together finally rises. He supports his trembling body on his arms and looks around. He is in the smallest and dirtiest of small rooms. Faint light from the early day steals through a ragged window curtain from a miserable courtyard. He lies, fully dressed, across a large, ugly bed that has actually given way under the weight on it. Also lying dressed across the bed, not lengthwise, are a Chinaman, a Lascar sailor, and a tired-looking woman. The first two are in a deep sleep or stupor, the last is blowing on a kind of pipe to light it. As she blows and shades it with her thin hand to concentrate its red spark, it acts like a lamp in the dim morning to show him what he can see of her. "Another?" says the woman in a complaining, rattling whisper. "Have another?" He looks around, holding his forehead. "You've smoked as many as 5 since you came in at midnight." The woman goes on, as she constantly complains. Poor me, my head is so bad. Those 2 came in after you. Ah, poor me, business is slow, very slow. Few Chinamen around the docks, and fewer Lascars, and no ships coming in, they say. Here's another one ready for you, dear. You'll remember, like a good soul, won't you, that the market price is terribly high right now? More than 3 shillings and 6 pence for a thimbleful. And you'll remember that nobody but me, and Jack Chinaman on the other side of the court, but he can't do it as well as me, has the true secret of mixing it? You'll pay up accordingly, dear, won't you? She blows at the pipe as she speaks, and occasionally bubbling at it, inhales much of its contents. Oh me, my lungs are weak, my lungs are bad, it's nearly ready for you, dear. Ah, poor me, my poor hand shakes like it's about to fall off. I saw you coming to and said to myself, I'll have another ready for him, and he'll remember the market price of opium and pay accordingly. Oh, my poor head. I make my pipes out of old penny ink bottles, you see. Dear, this is one, and I fit in a mouthpiece like this, and I take my mixture out of this thimble with this little horn spoon, and so I fill it, dear. Ah, my poor nerves. I was heaven-hard drunk for 16 years before I took to this, but this doesn't hurt me, so to speak, and it takes away the hunger as well as food, dear. She hands him the nearly empty pipe and sinks back, turning over onto her face. He gets up unsteadily from the bed, lays the pipe on the hearthstone, draws back the ragged curtain, and looks with disgust at his 3 companions. He notices that the woman has smoked herself into a strange resemblance to the Chinaman. His cheek, eye, and temple shape, and his color are repeated in her. The Chinaman seems to be wrestling convulsively with one of his many gods or devils and snarls horribly. The Lascar laughs and drools at the mouth. The woman is still. What visions can she be having? The waking man wonders as he turns her face toward him and stands looking down at it. Visions of many butcher shops and pubs and lots of credit, of an increase of hideous customers and this horrible bedstead set upright again, and this horrible court swept clean. What higher could she rise to under any amount of opium than that? Eh? He bends down his ear to listen to her mutterings. Unintelligible. As he watches the sudden jerks and movements that break out of her face and limbs like random lightning from a dark sky, some infection in them seizes him. He has to withdraw to a thin armchair by the hearth, placed there perhaps for such emergencies, and sit in it, holding on tight until he has overcome this unclean spirit of imitation. Then he comes back, pounces on the Chinaman, and seizing him with both hands by the throat, turns him violently on the bed. The Chinaman grabs the aggressive hands, resists, gasps, and protests. What do you say? A watchful pause. Unintelligible. Slowly loosening his grip as he listens to the nonsense with a focused frown, he turns to the Lascar and drags him out onto the floor. As he falls, the Lascar jumps up halfway, glares with his eyes, swings his arms fiercely, and pulls out a phantom knife. Then it becomes clear that the woman has taken the knife for safety, because she too starts up, restraining and arguing with him, and the knife is visible in her dress, not his, when they drowsily drop back, side by side. There has been enough chattering and clattering between them, but to no purpose. Whenever any clear word was thrown into the air, it made no sense or sequence, so unintelligible is again the comment of the watcher, made with some reassured nodding and a gloomy smile. He then places some silver money on the table, finds his hat, feels his way down the broken stairs, says good morning to some rat-ridden doorkeeper sleeping in a black hut under the stairs, and goes out. That same afternoon, the massive gray square tower of an old cathedral rises before the eyes of a tired traveler. The bells are ringing for the daily evening service, and he seems in a hurry to reach the open cathedral door, as if he must attend. The choir is hurriedly putting on their stained white robes when he arrives among them, puts on his own robe, and joins the procession filing into the service. Then the sacristan locks the iron-barred gates that divide the sanctuary from the chancel, and all the procession, having scrambled into their places, hide their faces, and then the chanted words, "When the wicked man," rise among the arches and roof beams, awakening a low thunder. And so concludes Chapter 1 of The Mystery of Edwin Drood. Our episode began in the depths of a London opium den, where a man, whose identity we don't yet know, awakens from a stupor surrounded by other addicts. He is disoriented, haunted by a bizarre vision of a cathedral tower and a spike meant for impalement. After a strange, tense interaction with the woman who runs the den, he stumbles out into the light of day. The chapter then makes a jarring shift in time and location, following this same man as he hurriedly joins a choir procession in an old cathedral for the evening service. The sacred words, "When the wicked man," rise into the arches, creating a stark contrast to the depravity of the opening scene. This first chapter masterfully sets a tone of confusion, duality, and foreboding. We are introduced to a protagonist who seems to straddle two worlds, one of shadowy vice and one of pious respectability. The central mystery has not yet been stated, but the stage is perfectly set, leaving us with an unsettling feeling that nothing is quite as it seems. Who is this man? What is the significance of his vision? And how will these two very different worlds eventually collide? Join us next time as we delve deeper into the mysterious town of Cloisterham.